All right, so I'm learning Angular. I recorded one edition episode of this already, but I was only recording the top left corner of my screen because I have a 4K monitor and it only recorded the top left 1080p region. So in the first session, I got through step one. I got all the way to adding routing. Unfortunately, that means that all of the stuff that I covered in that was lost because I'm not going to re-record it. And now we have to figure out how routing works. So cool. Let's do that. Let's come over here and get the project going. ngserve is going to be useful, and then let's open the project. Kill pane 1. This is where I left off with the routing situation. I don't know why it's being stupid. Oh, I already have a routing module. I might not have to do anything because I did something different. When I generated the project, instead of using the sample code, I did ng-new or whatever I used the ng command. Yeah, ng-new to create the project. So that's why it was that's why it's different. So now I need to probably go remove repos tutorial. What is it telling me? Cannot app routes.ts. Okay. Now what is it telling me? Cannot resolve app routes.ts in I think it's going to be module. No. Is it main.ts? Yes. And then all of that also needs to go because it's causing errors. So let's open the routing module. Cool. That, I think it should already be configured given the way that I generated this project. And because I'm doing this differently than the tutorial suggested, I'm kind of on my own, which is fine. Have I done the details component yet? I have. Let's see if I need to do that. Right. I can do this. Tiling window manager for the win. Oh, I should probably open the project as well. Excuse me. It's localhost 4200. Like that. There we go. Cool. So now the project is happy. It's rendering. Once again, I don't care. My logo is missing. That doesn't matter to me. It's fine. I did things differently than the tutorial suggested. So yes. Skip this because it causes problems. That might cause problems later. App.component.ts. Import. Oh, that also needs to go somewhere else. I think this tutorial is outdated because... right. I already have my app router included, so that's good. In template, okay, so I need to make the template match this in app.component.ts. That's fine. So copy, paste. One thing I did in the previous video that is now gone forever is I went through why I'm copy pasting a lot of this. The primary reason is that I already understand most everything that I would need to understand here. So okay, cool. Now it doesn't show anything. That's probably expected. Now I need to go to the router and import all of the things. So let's do that. Import. I don't know what's going on with my LSP. It's fine. I don't think I care. Home component from and okay. And then this okay. So I put my routes here. My dog wants in. We'll just leave the door open. My wife is out watching TV, but that's fine. If you hear it, it is what it is. I'm not gonna do anything to make it terribly much better than what it's going to be. Oh yeah, I also prefer 4-space tabs because tabs are supposed to show indentation and code structure, and 2-space tabs don't do that for me. So yeah, that's that. So now let's see if the application, hey, it loads. If I comment this out, does it break? It does. Coolio. That makes sense. I understand this because Vue.js and VueRouter work basically the same way. So if we come in here, we'll see all of this stuff. And then here we go, the matching syntax for Vue.js. Where did it go? There we go, router view. That's where it is. That router view is equivalent to router outlet here. Same thing. It's all it's all web components. I don't quite know if this is... I know it makes heavy use of custom elements. I don't quite know if it makes use of Shadow DOM or not. So yeah, don't need that anymore. Not learning Vue, I already know Vue. It's fine. Oh, there's a cat. Cat. Okay. So, yeah, this all makes fine sense to me based on my background from Vue.js. Don't need to put terribly much more time into understanding this. What I will learn. Create a new service. So why do I need to create a new service? So routing, details ID, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's a data binding syntax. That's also a data binding syntax. That's fine as well. Housing location. Jump in here. Yank. Paste. Indent. So why is it... What did I miss? Do I need to require router link from somewhere? Okay. So it didn't... That's... I don't like the way that worked. It didn't... It skipped a step. Oh yeah, wrong one. If you go the other way around in Z shell and bash, you input the last parameter of the previous command. So that's a quick, easy way to do that. I want... Let's just do this. app.component.ts. Okay, right. I need to import router. No. Wrong file. I need to open housing location. Yeah. Okay. It skipped that. It skipped the fact that I need this. Yeah. It I would have liked for the tutorial to mention the import somewhere here, but it didn't. So we can figure it out. It's fine. So yank, paste. That's better. Now it compiles. Cool. Hey, now my details page works. It has no styling or anything else, but it works. That's awesome. Okay, so details component. Cool. I don't. Okay. Yes, I do have the housing service. I thought I did, but I wasn't sure. There. All right, so now we've defined the thing. And now we need to tell it how it's supposed to work. So housing location ID is -1. Okay, so route is activated route, injecting using dependency injection, which I reviewed in the dead episode. So we'll copy this, overwrite that. So what this does is it grabs a number. It grabs a number from route parameters and sets it to the housing location ID. Otherwise, the housing location ID is -1. So, and then I'm curious what the route object looks like. So, let's look at it. Okay. So it has a bunch of data. Data subject looks the same. data subject is effectively the same. It's probably actually different in some way, shape, or form, i.e. route.data is probably not strictly equal to route dot. Yes, they're undefined. This is just example, so nobody cares. Fragment, don't know what that is. Don't know if I need to care. Same idea here. A lot of these are actually fairly similar. Snapshot is the interesting one. Okay. So that's where it takes query parameters. That's where it takes actual routing parameters from routing module. So this :id shows up as params. So route.params.id, route.snapshot.params.id, that's fine. This is okay. So a lot of this is just duplicated data. Good gracious, that's a lot of memory usage. There's probably an easier, better way to do that. But this is Angular, and I'm not as smart as the people who wrote Angular, so I don't know. Okay. Cool. Back on track. Details.component. That's fine. It does what it's supposed to do. Awesome. Sweet. More copy paste because I know HTML. As expected, I don't have any of those properties, so that's fine. So now I need to replace housing location ID with just housing location, and it doesn't have a value, so or undefined. Cool. So this changes to that. That goes away. And this housing service dot get cool. What did I do wrong? Oh, I forgot to inject the housing service. Cool. Now it works. So, add styles, okay. SCSS and CSS have essentially identical syntax. Yes. Now I have to define a secondary color because I don't have one. So So primary color, secondary color. Let's see, what should that be? Cool. So let's do, I'm partial to blues and purples. So why did that not change? Okay. Oh, it's that one. So I'll bet if I did, yep, the header disappears. Let's make that a little bit more obvious. Cool. Good color. I like that color. What is going on here? I'm just hitting the wrong key. That's what's going on here. Cool. Now that change is permanent. Awesome. And I don't really care that the styles are different, because I started with just the base Angular application, so I'm missing the main style sheets for this tutorial. So add router link to app component. Oh, I should. Yes, I do. Okay. Adding forms. Here's where things start to get fun and interesting. So at some point I will add tests, but that's after I get the application done and know how to do tests. So I think I'm going to put the methods above the data because the data is obnoxiously long. So why is my cat being silly? It's okay. She's in a mood. Okay. Here's where I start getting into new territory. My cat is now being too silly. Sorry. Oh wait, I already gave you the cat tags. That's cool. So how does this work? Angular forms, reactive forms. Cool. We are in the correct component. So there. And then reactive forms module. My stupid IDE editor is doing silly stuff. So I don't think I care. Or I'll try not to care, but it might get annoying. Okay. Apply form equals before the constructor method. Okay. So I'm defining a new property. Quickly delete all consecutive blank lines with cat-s. And because my editor is awesome, I can pipe my whole buffer through a command with %bang. So, in Angular, form group and form control are types that enable you to build forms. Form control is a type that can provide a default value and shape for form data. In this example, first name is a string and the default value is empty string. So okay. So what does apply form look like? Cool. I'll figure that out here in a minute. Submit application. This dot housing service dot submit application. Right, okay. So we're now going to call this method because it's injected here and it's going to do something with the application. Don't need that many blank lines. Oh, and TypeScript is helpfully telling me that I forgot a this. So there's that. Water is good. We like water. Especially when I'm talking a lot. So now, yes. Let's click the Learn More button. Cool. And now let's update the template. Yeah, I could. Okay, so here's how that works. Okay. Is this the same as vModel? Looks like it might be. It's at least similar. So that's the question mark is a null coalescing operator. It ignores null. Which is nice. Event listener. Form group. Cool. Let's learn how this works. That's a data binding. So what does this look like? That's probably not what it's supposed to be, but we'll find out. And this is the apply form method. Okay, so now if I say Steve McQueen, how do things change here? They don't. All right. Steve@mcqueen.com. Let's see if it does. Hey, it did something somewhat useful. Cool. Okay. Let's see what happens. What is going on here? Let's do that. Let's see what happens if we console log this dot. And because we're just console logging, we can do this and do that. Now we can compare interesting. Okay, so if I reload this, it should be empty. It is. And now it has our information in it. Very cool. Cool. Sweet. That works. Okay. That's awesome. And we already did all of this because ngserve is already running and building automatically. Let's add a search feature. Can I do this in the time that I have allotted myself? I think I can. All right. Home.component.cs. All right. Adding a filtered location list. That's cool. There. Now that's done. A template variable? What are template variables? Okay, helps you use data from one part of your template in another part of your template to use template variables. Okay, use template variables, blah, 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 fine-tune application forms, okay. Oh, that's a useful thing that Vue doesn't do as well. Because in Vue, you have to define stuff very specific ways, and ends up being a lot of this dot blah and that dot blah and general shenanigans. Once again, my cat is being silly. So, cat, you don't get to sit on the desk anymore. So, how does this work? Let's do this silly voice that doesn't mean anything at all. So, declare a variable on a component. That variables refers to that component instance. Yes, I said it that way. I'm weird. It's okay. Everybody can be weird. If you declare a variable on a standard tag, that refers to the element. If you okay, template ref. That's later. Okay. Fun times. Blah, blah, blah. What does this mean? So with ngForm... Okay, I'm just gonna skip this. I know what it does now, at least. So... I already have that, so filter. Cool. Now we get to bind a click event on the button. So that goes there. That's fine. And then in theory, yeah, it compiled with problems. If I define that as a no-op, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm copy pasting primarily because I already understand the concepts here. So, yes. Cool. So if we don't get a parameter, we're taking... Why is it still... Oh, I did it wrong. That's why. That's better. Okay. So if we don't get a parameter, we're just returning the current location list. That's cool. If we do get a parameter, we're taking the current location list, which I will type. Like that. And taking the city, transforming it to lowercase, and seeing if our current text includes our current lowercase text is included in that city name. So if I go home and type Mon and hit search, I find the location in Santa Monica. If I type Chicago and hit search, I find 2 locations in Chicago. Awesome. She works. If I type empty string, I get the original list. Good. Good, good, good. Now we get to add HTTP communication. Okay, so we're going to build a fake REST API. I have an alias and some path hacks that do weird things with npm install, so I'm going to use that because I don't want to install to my root, so we're going to install to home local share. I'm on NixOS, so yeah, I want to keep my root pretty clean. So NGI JSON server. Cool. Now we have JSON server. Open db.json and copy the following code. Cool. All right. Let's do this here instead. Yay! All right. Awesome. I have a fake API. So now let's open the housing service. And then add that. You know what? I'm gonna make it read only because I can. There. Okay. Cool. Now we can delete this. That didn't delete as much as I was expecting it to. I hit the wrong keys. That deleted all that I was expecting it to. Sweetness. So, now, async for the win. Cool. Why did it yell at, why didn't it do anything? Awesome. Again, I'm doing all this because I already I'm doing this way because I already understand it. So I understand async await. What this does is it creates a promise and returns a promise, and that promise will contain the JSON of the data, or if there is no JSON, it will return empty array. If there is no location, same thing here. It creates a promise that returns either JSON or empty object. And now I can do this in a more sensible manner and do that. I don't really care that submit application is on top. It doesn't matter. Do we still have... Yes. Yes. All right. Now we need to do what it's suggesting here. Already done that. So, constructor. Update the constructor to call our new situation correctly. So this set housing service.get all locations then okay. Housing location list is a list of housing locations. Yes. This housing location. Yep. Sweet. Done. Constructor. Let's do this. So it's still grabbing the same location ID. Oh, parsant. Right. Okay. That's fine. Because parsant, yeah, that's what parsant takes a radix, I believe. If I typed correctly, yep, it takes a radix. Radix is a way to tell it what number base you're counting in, whether that be base 2, base 10, base 12 if you're doing clock math in a weird, or base 6. Base 6 and base 12 kind of do clock math. So, fun times. Base 16 is another common one. That would be hexadecimal. We don't need the Vue.js reference anymore. That's fine. Save your code, make sure it runs without errors. I'm not getting my assets anymore. That's fine. Okay. Search. That's better. If I do this, do I? No. Okay. What did I do wrong? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Yeah, okay. Cool. So I think I can just do a macro that looks something like this. QQF/P. Nope, I didn't do the yank right. So now if I go QQF/paste before NQ, yeah, now we're good. Cool. And I don't need base URL anymore. What? Okay, let's just copy this data. Oh, I know what's wrong. I'm just not using the... That's fine-ish. But because I have Git... I can do this. Ah, okay. That's what it was. So now if I... Oh wait, no, I need to do this. Yay! Okay, fixed it. Now I have my images again. Good. Easy peasy. And let's see what the next thing is. Hey! We've completed the tutorial application. Awesome. Unfortunately, I didn't finish recording. Unfortunately, I screwed up recording the first half of it. So this took me about just under 2 hours. So the next step is going to be learning testing. I might even do the hero editor, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all for now.